Every minute, every day, news is breaking, events occur, and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.
Welcome back. This is still New Day. Our next conversation this morning is on the role of town unions in grassroots development initiatives in Nigeria. And to have this conversation with us is the Honorable Oluchukwu Ilugbenu. He's the chairman Ngolo Development Union Nnobi, Councillor Ward 2 of Idemili South Local Government Area of Anambra State. Good morning, Honorable. Please, Honorable, can you unmute your mic so we can hear you? Good morning. Honorable Oluchukwu, are you there? Honorable, can you unmute your mic so we can hear you?
Can you hear me now?
Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning to you.
My name is Princess. How are you this morning?
I'm fine.
All right. So we're looking at the role of town unions in grassroots development initiatives in Nigeria. And I would like you to start with telling us what these town unions are and their role, the role they play in these grassroots developments in Nigeria.
Okay, good morning. My name is Honorable Ilugbenu Oluchukwu. By the grace of God,
Did you get my
by the
question,
grace of God, I am
Honorable?
the. Please, can you repeat the question? I just had a network issue. Sorry about
All
that.
right. I'm asking what these town unions are, what are town unions, and what role do they play in grassroots development initiatives in Nigeria?
Okay, good morning. Town unions are self-organized community-based association that coordinates development efforts, promotes unity, and represents the collective interests of indigenes, both at home and in diaspora. Town unions bridge the gap between the government and the local populace.
Okay.
In Igbo, they are recognized as socio-political structure that works alongside traditional rulers. So the role of town union in grassroots development,
Yes.
one, in infrastructure and physical development, education and human capital development, health and social welfare, peace building and local governance, economic empowerment and cooperative development, cultural preservation and identity promotion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So how does this town unions, you said they are development unions, how do they interact with the local government and stakeholders to bring this development down to what you said they are?
Okay. First of all, town union is recognized by state as the fourth tier of arms of the government.
Yes.
In doing so, they work with the local government system to bring the most development to the community. They have liaisons like the community ward councillors and other community leaders that they work with to bring development, the much needed development to the community they are representing.
So how do these town unions identify, these needs, and how do they prioritize them?
Okay, they have so many means of identifying their needs and prioritizing those needs. One, the town union has respective village leadership, and they use those respective village leadership to identify the needs of the community. So,
go ahead, I can hear you.
apologies, I'm having network issues here.
Yes,
So,
just go ahead.
while identifying the needs of the community residents, the community leadership liaise with the relevant village leadership to identify area of priority where the attention of the government is needed. Now, after this, they will collect the informations gathered from the locals, from the village leadership, and present them to the government through their liaison, such as the councillor representing the ward or the community at the local government level. And also, they can present them in form of memo to the local government authority for consideration.
So these projects, are they solely funded by these town unions or the states or local government? And if not so, how do they raise funds for their projects?
Okay, financing some of the developmental projects in the community can be sponsored by the state government through the local government authorities. It can also be sponsored by the community stakeholders, individuals, through public-private partnership.
Okay.
A role that, as myself as a community leader, I have initiated this community public-private partnership to drive the much needed change in my community. And today we are witnessing an unprecedented level of development since I assumed office in February 16, 2025. Just 10 months down the line, we have been able to achieve massive development through private-public partnership.
All right. Now, I understand that this is someone's community villages. What role does people in diaspora play in, improving the grassroots development initiatives of these communities? How do they support?
Okay. For example, in my community here, when I came on board, what we did first is to activate our community members in diaspora. We were able to galvanize the support, the much needed support from them, And we wrote series of memos to them, informing them of the areas that we needed critical interventions, such as health, education, and infrastructure. And as God may have it, our people in diaspora are massively supporting what we are doing down here. We have invested much in the area of health, infrastructural development, and in the area of education. And we are planning massive investment in education in the coming year. By next year, we are planning so large to invest in education in our community, Ngonobi community.
All right, you said you've been in office for 10 months, pardon me. Walk us through some of the challenges you've experienced in this time.
Okay, one of the major challenges we are facing here, financial constraints, limited funding despite community needs, leadership tussles, internal politics, rivalries that hinder progress, poor synergy with the local authorities, and accountability. But when we came on board, we were able to devise a means of getting our people involved in governance. We said that we are going to use an open, all-inclusive administration where the community members have access, total access to day-to-day learning event of the community. And we have been updating them with all our developmental strides, which reinforced the trust that they have in their community leadership. And through this, we have reaped massive collaboration from the stakeholders since I came on board.
So you're saying with these measures you have put in place, that's how you've been able to amass so much success in this past 10 months, considering the challenges you faced when you came in?
Yes, exactly.
All right. So how can external partners, you mentioned governments, do you include NGOs, and how do they contribute? What support have they made so far in most of the projects you've carried out?
Yes, of course, I can't, I would forget to mention the contributions from the NGOs, from so many foundations. Permit me to mention but a few of our laudable projects that we have been able to
Sorry,
achieve.
sir. You can just, give us an overview how they've helped. You may not really have to mention, but just tell us if the supports have been immense.
Yes, we have gotten a lot of support from the non-governmental organizations. In fact, the support has been massive. We got so many supports from the government and the non-governmental organizations in our community and beyond. So I can say that I would say that they are supporting us very massively. We are getting the much needed support from them through our collaboration.
Did they at any point, what part of your vision board did they affect, or were you able to overcome all of them? I'm sure that there were one or two things that you set out to do that because of these challenges you couldn't. Just walk us through it.
Okay. I would say that I've been very, very successful in achieving most of the outlined projects. The NGOs has helped me through the partnership I had with them. I've been able to sponsor indigent students, supporting them with education initiative, empowerment. And I've been able to provide the much needed support to the primary healthcare located in my community in Umago through the partnership of the NGO and so many others. Although we have a financial constraints in funding some of our projects, especially those ones that are capital intensive, but we hope that our brothers in diaspora will come to our rescue in terms of supporting us to finance most of these capital intensive projects. So far, so good. I've had a good working relationship with some of the NGOs that we have been able to contact, and I think we have been able to do a lot with their collaboration and support.
Things from citizens in diaspora, NGOs, the government. How can town unions address issues of corruption, mismanagement, and lack of transparency? How do you stay transparent through, you know?
Okay, we use a case in my community as an example. When we came on board, what we were able to do here is to initiate some processes that we assure accountability, because we know that the key to getting the desired partnership with the NGOs, the government, and our people in diaspora is being transparent. And we have done a lot in that regard by making sure that we update our people with our day-to-day activities, financial inflows, and also the expenditures. And with this, it will be easier for you to get the desired support from the NGOs and donors that support our project. So we have been able to make sure that we update our people with the financial inflows from our community. Every support, no matter how small it is, we are making sure that we update our people with all the money received from the donors, from the NGOs, from the government. And with this, we have been able to get more support from the donors and from the members in diaspora, most especially our brothers, our stakeholders, who are not residing here with us, but they desire to see change, positive change in the community.
And, sponsors. I'm sure that, how do you manage balance the needs and interests of community members and stakeholders, if you understand my question?
Can you come again?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
How
go
do
ahead,
you balance the needs of community members and the needs and interests of your stakeholders and sponsors?
Okay. In my own case here, I can say that almost the need of the community, the larger member of the community, aligns perfectly with the aspirations of the stakeholders, because all our stakeholders desire to see our community prosper and thrive. And before now, we have had serious challenges. We had infrastructural deficit in my community, Ngonobi community. So when we came on board, we were able to identify the area of needs, area of interventions, which we brought to the notice of the community, and the stakeholders key into this project, and massively they are supporting it. And we have achieved so much in the past 10 months in office.
So speaking of projects, you've mentioned education, you've mentioned health, and I'm sure farming and all of that. What are the criteria for selection? Or is it anyone that gets to be a beneficiary of this, projects? If you get what I mean, how do you select, how do you choose persons to benefit these initiatives?
Okay. First of all, in the area of education, there are criteria that qualifies you to benefit from our educational empowerment. Mostly it is meant for the indigent community members, indigents. But by doing that, we have a committee, a smaller committee that looks into issue of selecting those that are supposed to benefit from this special intervention. They prioritize giving opportunities to brighter students, capable ones. They go through the school authorities to get the best, and the qualified persons. We have been able to identify our community members who are indigent, but they are very bright students. But because they didn't have the opportunity to be sponsored, our committee has identified these individuals, and they have benefited in our educational empowerment.
In technology, has technology played any role in enhancing the development initiatives of these town unions?
Yes, of course. We had the intention of investing much in technology, because today the world we are going to launch a special intervention fund that we're going to launch a special fund, intervention fund, that we prioritize supporting our smart children, giving them opportunity to education, quality and sound education, by giving them scholarship. We are going to do this in secondary schools. We are going to organize like quiz and competitions, seminars and workshops, to make sure that our young and talented community citizens benefit so much in this regard. And those ones that we have an exceptional record, we have what we have planned to make sure we empower them to be able to fit in the new world that is being driven by the technology.
How do town unions ensure the sustainability of this project after they've been completed?
Okay, we have also inaugurated a committee that liaises directly with the village leadership to make sure that we sustain this development. And what we have been able to achieve is to institutionalize change and transparency and accountability in the government. By so doing, it is going to be easy for any government that comes after us to also take off from where we have stopped and improve upon what we meet on ground. We have the institutional capabilities to do that, and we are working towards that.
Thank you very much. Now, community members, how do you engage them in planning so as to they will feel that they're involved in planning? How do you engage them and partner with the community members?
Okay. Time to time, we have what we call community town hall meeting. Recently, we activated it, and we plan to make it a quarterly event, whereby after like 4-6 months, we have a meeting where the community members will be gathered, and we outline projects, and also identify from there, we identify projects that is going to benefit the community members directly, because they are the ones that feels the impulse of whatever that is happening within their community, within their environment. So they nominate projects, area of intervention. They are the one that nominates these projects. They prioritize those ones that we are going to have intervention. They identify those projects. In fact, what we are doing is we are running an all-inclusive administration, whereby the community members has a lot of things to contribute when it comes to conceiving projects, and they are part of executing the project, and also they monitor the implementation of the project in their various localities.
Okay, finally, you've talked about how you participate and involve the community. I'm sure that in the midst of this, conflicts arise, right? How do you handle these conflicts when they arise?
Of course, you know that all the villages must present various projects to be executed, and of course, after that, some of them we try to lobby for their own to be attended to first. But what we normally do is we select those projects, we give them preference according to the priority, where we inform the community that our interest lies in health, education, and provision of social infrastructure. Right now, we prioritize special intervention in health and education. And it seems to be a unanimous decision that all the communities, all the villages align perfectly with these areas of intervention. And so far, so good. We have been doing a lot to bring the much needed change and intervention in these sectors.
Thank you very much. I'm sure town unions will excel in their development initiatives. That's all the time we have with you this morning, Honorable Oluchukwu. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
All right. Have a nice day. All right. New Day continues after this break.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking. Events occur and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.